Hi everyone, it's Shannon, and welcome to the annual catalog kickoff party. So I am today going to be going through the annual catalog. I also am going to be going through the mini catalog, and we'll see if I do that in one video or if I separate that into two. But I'm going to show you some samples, give you a demonstration, and kind of go from there. So this is the new annual catalog. It was actually released in May. So you may look at your calendar and say, oh my gosh, it's actually July. And you would be right. So, things got busy for everybody, and this was actually supposed to occur last night. So what I did instead was I'm doing an asynchronous party. So what that means is I'm uploading the video. I'm going to show you exactly the same things that I would have shown you live, except I am not live, so you can comment down below. We can have text message conversations when you're watching it. But also, I'm still going to be doing giveaways, but I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently to make it kind of fair for everybody. So if you watch my videos, and if you are listening to this right now, you can actually email me, and I will send you a link. It'll have, I think, 2 or 3 questions on it. Just like for your name and contact information, so I can send you the prizes. And then I will send you a prize in the mail if you win. And I will contact you ahead of time to make sure A, that you want the prize, and B, to confirm that your address is correct. So that's how we'll do it this time. So if you're interested, if you're watching this and you're interested in receiving a giveaway, go ahead and shoot me an email to my email, which I will list at the end of the video, so that way you can watch and enjoy and not have to worry about doing it right now. So again, this is the new annual catalog from May through April, and I can show you the inside now. I think I've shown you a few times, but it was only the front and back of the catalog. So I thought we could go ahead and get started. So the first thing I wanted to show you that's on my list is this set here, this cup of tea set. And if you look at this set, it is darling. So we have our little teacups and all of our designed paper here. And then we have all of these beautiful sentiments in here. These are really great sentiments. I've used them actually a lot. I don't want to say they're generic, but they have enough use that you can take them out of this set and use them for other things. And then, as always, one of the things I like to tell people is if you don't really want to shop out of the catalog, if you like shopping online, it's still a great idea to get the catalog, because look at all of these super fun samples that you can then take from these and then apply them to your stamping. That way you can have some basic ideas right off the bat. You don't have to worry about trying to come up with things. And this is actually how I usually try to inspire myself. So I will actually try to it's called casing, copy and share everything. I will try to case one of the samples in the catalog. And then usually my product looks nothing like what was in the catalog. Like maybe just like a faint in the distance kind of resemblance. So I did actually purchase this catalog, or this set. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that set looks like. So it is photopolymer. You can see it's got its use. If you received an annual catalog kit from me, you will have received a little bookmark that features this little lemon stamp. And embarrassingly, I think that's my favorite stamp in the whole entire set. I mean, look at these cute teacups, but that one's my favorite. Also, these little ferns are so cute because they are all together at the same bottom, so you could put them in the cup, but you can also just stamp this like a border, honestly, just all the way across. And with the celebration brochure that has come out on July 1st, this is the join promotion, and if you've watched my videos recently, you will have seen this, but I thought I would just go ahead and share kind of what this looks like. So you can see here that we have all of those at the bottom. So super cute. And then let's look at the dies, which this is going to be the most challenging aspect of today, because I am working on one desk, and I have no backup tables, and I usually have a backup table, so we're going to try to get through it together. So these are the dies for the stamp set. Now, I store my dies still in the plastic envelope that Stampin' Up! Sends, but I also put them on magnet board, and I just leave this on here. The reason I leave this on here, I know some people don't, I just like to know how many stamps were in this, or how many dies were in the set. And actually, they do tell you how many stamps are in the set, too. But I just like to know how many dies, so that way at the end, when I'm putting everything away, I can just real quick count them and make sure that I have everything. And now I know that some people actually have different ways of doing this as far as like making sure that they have them all back, but this is the way that I prefer to do it. So you have our little tea bag here, which you can cut out. We've got a heart, which we're going to be using in just a second for a sample. We can actually cut out these branches here. And if you add some purple into that, I think it would look just like lavender, honestly. We've got our little lemon. And we can cut out the stamped image, or we can actually cut out a lemon. So this one kind of fits with this one, but it doesn't have to. So I used this one more than I use this one because I love the stamped image. But you would just layer these two together. So you would cut one of this, and then you'd cut one of this, and you would layer this piece on top of the other. Super cute. So that's that. And then this one actually cuts out the stamped image, or I guess it's actually a little different. But it cuts out this image, but it actually provides like the detail for you, so you wouldn't have to stamp it. So anyways, super cute. Super cute. Love that. And again, there's just lots of little, like, I think a heart die is like something that I use quite frequently compared to like other shapes besides like circles and rectangles. But like triangles and all that kind of stuff. Circles or hearts are definitely like my third most used shape. So for me, having that little heart in there was perfect. All right, and then let me show you a sample I made with that. And I'm gonna make a sample with it while we're here. And so we are going to make this. Now this is just using, this is all mostly retired paper here. It's Pool Party, retired paper. This is from that peach, Sweet as a Peach set last year, so cute. But I was trying to use up some of my paper. And this is what it came out with. So we're going to make something very similar with the paper that it's currently available. And it's going to take a little bit more cutting, but that's okay. And the color schema is just a little bit different, but I think it's going to look beautiful together. So let's give it a try. So let me get my paper cutter here. And this project takes literally no time. This is probably one of the more simple projects that I've done, but I think it really creates a big impact. Like, I think it looks very cute still. Like, I would love to receive that card in the mail. So we're going to cut our card base down to, see, I got to be cognizant because this is a half, or I think it's a little bit more than a half sheet, honestly. So I think it's 4.25. There we go. Okay. Everything's a little bit upside down right now. So, all right, so there's that. And then we are going to score it 5.5. Easy peasy. And you could definitely do this lengthwise. Or I guess, what is it? This would be hot. I'm scoring hamburger style instead of hot dog style, but I cut it hot dog style. So you can definitely do the opposite too. If you prefer cards that are open like this, but are a little bit, I guess I don't want to say fatter, but fatter. I think of these as skinny cards, and I don't really know why, because they're the same dimensions. They're just like a different orientation. But for some reason, I cannot stick with it. And then the next thing we're going to do, so this is what our teacup is going to be cut out of. So we're going to set that one off to the side. And this is what our background is going to be out of here. So we're going to do just some polka dots, and then we'll have larger polka dots on our cup. And we'll see how it looks. Let's see. So we're going to want this to be maybe just, again, no dimensions here, but we're just going to, or no measurements here. We just want like 1/8 of an inch on either side. So we are going to cut this just a shade smaller then 4.25. Because we want it to go almost all the way to the edge, but we still want there to be kind of a distinct difference. So I think we're going to do it at 4 1/8 here. There we go. And then it needs to be just a little bit less than 5 1/2. So 5 3/8, I think. There we go. And again, you don't have to measure it exactly to that. Just kind of get it to where you think it should be, and voila. There we go. So it's a little tight, but we're going to put it up on dimensionals, so it's going to be just fine. All right, so our next step is we are going to use some ribbon, and I believe this is still available. At least I hope it is, goodness. But this is some like gauzy white ribbon here. It's more of a really of a cream. I'm not actually sure of its technical color right away here, but let's go ahead and get this on here because I want to show you how to do the ribbon. So I have some dimensionals here, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just kind of secure it down with dimensionals. And I also, actually, you know what, I think I did use glue dots too, and I'm going to do that again because I think that worked easier to position it last time. And now what I do is once I get it secure on both sides, I'm actually going to trim some of the excess off. So there's not a lot of excess on this side, but there probably will be on this side. And I just don't want that behind the card because I want the card to lay not flat, because obviously we put it on dimensionals, but flat enough, right? So let's go ahead and just trim that a little bit. I don't want to create any bulk in the card, especially because when you mail it, they're not going to be able to push it flat, and that's kind of the rule. If it doesn't push flat, then they make you pay extra money. So I think this one, you might be able to get by with one stamp on this one. Talk to your postal service before you send it though. Otherwise it may come back and then you'll be really sad. But okay, there we go. So we'll just set that like this. So that's our initial step here. And this is, I'm actually not sure of who did the design, but I saw this design elsewhere on maybe on Instagram or something. So it's a beautiful little card, but I'm not actually sure where I learned this design from. So if you have seen this before and you think that that person is the original producer, let me know and I can tag them in the comments or put them like a little shout out to them for coming up with this cute little design. So we're just going to actually just smash the ribbon, and then we're going to tie a bow. And now I learned a fun trick too for tying bows, which we may have to use here if I can't get this. It's a little bit more difficult. It's not so much for this technique. It's just tying bows in general, but it's using your pair of reverse tweezers, which was fun. Thought that was really clever and I was very excited about that. Okay, so there we go. There's our little bow, and then let's clip our ends here just a little. There we go. Cool. And I kind of like it to be a little scraggly, not too scraggly, but a little scraggly. And now we're going to do our die cut. So we need a piece of white, which I need to cut down, and so that it'll fit in the die cut machine. And then we need a slightly smaller piece of this 6x6, I think. So I'm just going to kind of cut randomly here because I know it'll all fit. And then we're ready to die cut. So we are going to do 2 circles from the layering circles. And we're going to do, oh, and you know what? We're actually going to do a little lemon too. Hooray. All right. Well, as I said, that's like my favorite. So this is going to be great. I have some other samples to show too as we go through, but this will be one of the main demonstrations that we'll be doing. I didn't want to do too many demonstrations, but I did want to show a couple of little ideas here. And I thought that this one was not super simple, but simple enough that I thought we could do this one on the camera, and it wouldn't be too much time and take away too much from the rest of the stuff I wanted to show. Okay, so here are our dies. Again, not working with extra things here. So we're going to just put that teacup down. And then I think That's the only piece we need from that. Perfect. And then we also need, well, let's go ahead and send this guy through so that way we can do all of the white pieces together. There we go. And, sorry, there may be a little bit of an earthquake here. Okay. And these dies will fit in the mini. I have my big cut and emboss out today because I wanted to show a different project too that required the big one. So rather than having both on this teeny tiny desk, we're just going to have one. And the other thing we're going to need a little heart out of this, but we're also going to need to do our white circles. Let's do that first. So let's see. We need this, and where did the circles go? Oh, here they are. I was going to say, I tried to put these ones up front so that way when I did it, I wouldn't lose them too quickly. So I think I used this circle here. So the way I have mine set up, these are scalloped edges. So I'm going to do this one, and I'm also going to do my big scalloped. So the second smallest and the biggest scalloped circle. And I can get if that's not helpful to you as you're going through, just let me know, and I can get the diameter of the circles too. I find it just as easy to say second smallest and second, or in the largest. Okay, so there's that. That on here. And one of the reasons I like to use magnet board to like attach my magnets is because then when I throw the magnets, or when I throw the dies back onto the magnet board, they kind of stick. And that way it helps me with cleanup too, because then I don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, where did that go, and what set does this go to? Because even though all of them are different, some of them are kind of close to being the same. So let's get this out of the way now because I think we're done. And then we're going to use our blending brushes, which is something that I absolutely love. I love our blending brushes. And let's see, I think this might be Blushing Bride. So we're going to try Blushing Bride here. So we're just going to get just a little bit on this, and this will just take just a hot second because it is just going on the outside. And you can do as much color or as little color as you want for this. I think it's going to look really cute with a little bit of extra color. So I'm doing a little bit further up on the edges. And we are also going to stamp our image in Blushing Bride too. There we go. And then if there are any edges that you don't like, you can just kind of run back over them a little bit. So I didn't really like how hard that edge looked there, but there we go. And then let's go ahead and stamp our image, and we're going to, or stamp our sentiment. So we are going to need our, oh my gosh, I just threw dies. This is when I was thinking about like, what is the order that I want to do things? And I was like, well, this one is right at the front, and it would be maybe almost easier to do it right away. So that way I wouldn't have to have all of this on my desk. I could pause it and then get some of it off of here. So that's one of the reasons we're doing this right away. All right. So those are the two stamps that we're going to use. And our little lemon is going to fit on there. We're going to stamp him in Daffodil Delight, I believe. Yep. So I've tried Crushed Curry and I've tried a lot of the other ones, but this Daffodil Delight is by far my favorite color for him. And we could cut him out with a die cut, but we are actually going to just cut him out because he's super simple to cut. Like if you were buying this stamp set for that little lemon, you would not need to buy the dies, is my personal take on that, because it's literally just a half circle. So you just go straight across the top, and then you just kind of curve around. And I need to get some of this excess off. I'm capable of cutting if there's like a lot of extra paper. So then we'll just kind of get some of this off. Hopefully the ink pad that's sitting there doing nothing is not panicking anybody. I do not like having live ink on the desk because I tend to stick my fingers in it, or I do my wrists a lot. I'll stick my wrists in it. So there's our little lemon. Okay. And then oops, backwards. And then we are going to do our sentiment, which is let's get together soon. And then on the inside, I put I miss you. So I won't do the inside today, but I will show you what that looks like. So it says, let's get together soon. And then on the inside, it says, I miss you. Just a teensy little I miss you, which is, I think, super cute. All right. So there we have it. So now we're just going to put this together. So we have our pool party card base. And somewhere missing amongst the masses is this cute little guy here. I'm going to move this out of the way. Got to clean him off later. And we're just going to put a whole bunch of dimensionals on the back. And I overkill dimensionals, so you don't have to put this many. This is just my personal preference, especially when I'm attaching the whole front of the card, or when I'm attaching the whole, like, thing to it instead of just, like, elements of it. I definitely just overuse the dimensionals so that way it's pretty secure on there. And also so that way it doesn't like bend as much. Like if you push down on it, it won't bend quite as much, and that's what gets me. I feel like it just makes it more secure. And we put some extra dimensionals just on overlapping that ribbon, just to make it a little extra secure. So I think I've got everybody. Okay. All right, there we go. And then we're going to put him on our sentiment with just some Stampin' Seal. Perfect. And then we're going to attach our lemon and our cup with Stampin' Seal as well. Look how cute that cup is. That's super cute. That's the great thing about using the die cuts with like the designer series paper, is that you can have a left-sided cup, or sorry, a right-sided cup and a left-sided cup. So I could have easily put the tape on that side and just had a cup like this. Isn't that cute? And then we'll just stick him right here, just like that. And then we're also going to just put a little bit of Stampin' Seal on it. There we go. Okay, it didn't stick. Thank goodness. And we're just going to put him right here, just on the edge of our cup here, like as if we're going to dip our tea in it. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on this, and we're going to prop him up on dimensionals just to add a little bit more fanciness. And again, probably overkill with the dimensionals. Personal preference. Do what you do normally. And there we go. And we can add, so I didn't add the little heart yet, and we can also add some Wink of Stella. So let's go ahead and do that too. I'm pretty sure I did that the first time we did this too. So let's add a little bit of Wink of Stella. There we go. So Wink of Stella is fantastic. It's like liquid glitter glue. And you just squeeze it a little bit, and some of the glitter juice, the glitter stuff will come out of it. It is one of my favorite things to use, and it adds just like this super subtle bit of sparkle. I'm almost certain you're not gonna be able to pick that up in the camera, but it adds just a little bit of extra little sparkle. It works really great on things like fruits and things like that, because it looks kind of shiny, you know. There's also the crystal effects, which is also in the annual catalog, I believe, but I don't use that as much because it takes a lot longer to dry. So there's that. So I think, personally, I like the original better, but I still think this one is super cute. Okay, so there's that. And then, again, we should put a little heart up here eventually, which we will do. And then if you wanted to add some embellishment, since this one's a little bit more plain, let's go ahead and, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just see what that looks like. All right, so let's just see. Let me find some that would look really good with it. Let's do pearls. This is my new way of storing things. I found this from another demonstrator. These are like the passport envelopes that you can get on like Amazon. And most of the Stampin' Up! Embellishments will fit in these, like most of the adhesive embellishments. So that's what I've been doing, and this is fantastic. It keeps them so much better organized, and my papers always rip, like the little, I don't know, saran wrap kind of sheets, like the cellophane sheets that they come wrapped in. They almost always rip, and it, to me, once that happens, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to be everywhere. And these function that same way, but they're a little bit more durable than that. So, you know what? I think that this is definitely the way to go. Oops, let's move him just a little bit, and let's put a big one up here too. There. Okay, so I think that really, to me, that stepped it up so much. So that looks great. Perfect. All right, so we'll set that off to the side. And again, if you don't like, I know some people really don't like these hard edges. If you don't like these hard edges, you can just kind of work them out, you know. Blend however you want to blend. I kind of like some hard edges, but not too many, if that makes sense. That one, I don't know if that one was bothering me or not, but there we go. So, super cute. And again, I think the embellishments really add something else. So, if you ever think like, gosh, it just feels like this card is really empty on the front, try adding just a couple of embellishments, a couple of pearls or rhinestones, or even a little ribbon, a bow. All right, so now that we've got that taken care of, let's go ahead and keep on with our, let me get all these dimensional pieces off here. I have a little trash can by my desk now because I was finding them all over the house. And I feel like I swear they don't vacuum up. They like static cling to the floor. So we just did our little teacup set, which is super cute. And next we're going to look at the sweetest cherry set. So now this set is super cute. It comes with a punch, which has the leaves and the cherry. And then it comes with this adorable little basket stamp, and it is photopolymer. And I'll show you how I store my stamps. So I put my stamps on the material, like on the plastic case, and then I just put the hard, thick acetate sheet over the top of them just to keep them A, clean, and B, if they come off, then they'll be hopefully stuck to this and they won't just fall out on the ground and they get really, really sticky with stuff. But this little stamp here, this little basket stamp, is perfect for that kissing technique. So if you don't know what the kissing technique is, you would take the basket stamp without any ink. You would stamp the cherry. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. So let's stamp our cherry in red. So we need 2 blocks here. Right, so we're going to do our basket on this one, and we're going to just use an extraordinarily large stamp for this one. So what we're going to do is we are going to take our let's do Poppy Parade. So we're going to do Poppy Parade. This one is probably better to do it like this instead of the other way around. The only one that I recommend stamping the stamp onto the ink pad really is the Memento Black, because I think that the Stampin' Up! Pads they're really well inked, and if you re-ink them, again, really well inked, but they are not. The Memento Black is not so much that way. It's not as much liquid. Okay, so now we have our stamp covered with the red, right? Just going to get it a little bit wetter. And then I'm just going to take this. I'm going to stamp off of it. And then stamp on. And then, it didn't work very well. Well, let's see. There we go. So that worked that way. Okay. So you could try to stamp it. It should work really either way. So you can either take it from this stamp, or you can take it the other way around. But you can see here what that did, right? So that's the kissing technique when you touch 2 stamps together. And one of them will typically have like a fun pattern, and one of them will just be more of a plain stamp. This is the distinctive stamps, I think. maybe they're not. They have, this one has a lot of texture to it already. And you can kind of see that in the actual stamp itself. But if you take this stamp and use that as the ink pad, then you get this fun little shape here, this fun little cherry shape, but with a pattern in it, which is super fun. And you could do that with any stamps. It is not exclusive to this cherry set, of course. So that's sometimes when I find like texture stamps, that's really the first thing I think of, was like, wow, I could use that to do like a kissing technique on that. So let's get this off. I don't usually, red is the only color that I'm pretty like, oh, we got to get that off the stamps really fast. And the only reason for that is because it does stain the stamps a little bit. And I know some people don't care. I don't care a lot. I care a little bit though. Let's go ahead and clean our other stamps off too. Perfect. So that's that. That's this. You get the with the bundle for $32.25. You get the punch and you get the stamps. And the stamps are, I think, only $18. Yep, only $18. So this is a really super cute set. It has lots of good sentiments too. Birthday wishes. Thank you for being so sweet. Thank you for being so... I guess that's the one that goes with. Birthday wishes. Sweet friend. So anyways, you can kind of make your own sentiments here too, but they're very versatile sentiments. And they can be combined with lots of things too. So it's not just that the sentiments themselves can be used and reused, but they can also be used and reused and then used with other stamp sets. And that's typically what I mean. When I personally say versatile, that's typically what I mean, is that it can be used not only with multiple stamp sets, but with multiple projects and things. Okay. So our next one is actually on page, it's actually back a page, I did that out of order, is just this little sentiment set. So this is actually from the spring catalog, but it's a really nice set. So if you're looking for a good sentiment set, I'd recommend Celebrating You on page 17. And then let's move forward to page 35. So I do not have this stamp set yet, but it is on my to buy list. This is Cheerful Basket. So the fun thing about this one is it has multiple different inserts for the basket that you can stamp in, but you can also stamp them and then cut them out. So for this, sometimes I will say, I don't know if the dies are as worth it. If you're not like a big die cutter, if you like to stamp more, maybe buy the stamps, maybe not buy the dies. Like if the dies, aren't going to add a lot to how you personally craft. But this one, I do think that the dies actually will add a lot, because you can cut out the buckets, you can cut out, it gives you a little like kerchief, it embosses and gives you a little kerchief. So for the basket itself, you get the little kitty cat. So I think this stamp, this bundle is worth buying as a bundle. I usually buy as a bundle because you save a little bit of money, and typically I will go back for the dies if I don't buy them. But this is one that I think if you want to invest in this, then it might be worth getting the bundle for it. But of course you can just buy the stamp sets and it's just as cute, right? And then let's move this so I need to put these over here so I don't forget to put them back. Don't want to forget where they belong. Okay, and then our next one that I wanted to show you was page 38. Which is this. And the only thing I really wanted to mention about this is the dies on this one. Another one where the dies I think really matter. And so for this one, the dies actually cut out these words, right? So you have wishing you everything of wonderful, and it actually does a cutout of each of the words, I guess of the actual whole sentiment itself. So if you're a person that really likes to have these like skinny sayings versus having just like a circle with a sentiment on it, this would be the set for you. And you can obviously use them on circles and things like that because they are stamps, but the dies in particular will actually cut out like basically bubble letters for you. So super fun set. And I think this is the first time that this has ever been, I know it was $1 million stamp set, and this is the first time that they've ever had dies that kind of match the words like this. So a super fun idea. Then next is page 40. Just wanted to mention that this is also a really great stamp set. The bold letters and then these little you know, cursive kind of handwritten letters. They go really well together. I use this stamp set a lot, a lot. So if you're looking for something that's simple and versatile, this is a way to go. It's a good starter set too. Just wanted to remind everybody that this is the Peaceful Deer. This was in the last mini holiday catalog. It does come with a punch. It is no longer bundled, but you can still get the punch. So that's at the back of the catalog, and it does say down here, coordinates with the builder punch on page 154. And then this is a really great Christmas set. So you get all of the stamps here, and then you can see the different images that they've done up here too. So I will be using this stamp set because I did not get to use it very much last Christmas, the last holiday season, but I will be getting to use it this year, I think. So I'm going to be doing maybe like a Christmas in July video, and I might be using the stamp set for that. So stay tuned. And then we have page 51, which is right here. And I just wanted to point, so this little guy right here looks like my puppy. But isn't this cute? Like this little guy right here. I mean, and the kitty cat too. I'm not sure. So I know why they put the crown on the kitty cat, but I'm just going to probably, when I use kitty cat, I'm just going to mask off that crown, I think. Because I think that's super cute, but I think that's even cuter for me personally. But I like the sentiments in that stamp set too, and the little confetti, so cute. And then this one, just a reminder, this one is actually from the mini catalog last year too, the holiday mini catalog last year, and it's the Nuts About Squirrels. I have a video with this one too, and it is absolutely the cutest little thing. These little squirrels are even cuter when you stamp them, promise. But this is just the cutest. I think this is probably one of my favorite stamp sets in the whole catalog. Okay, and then 57. See. So this is really to point out this paper up here. So I don't have this paper yet, but this paper is absolutely gorgeous. I've seen several demonstrators pulling this paper out and showing it, but this is the Abbey Rose paper here, and it has like ledger paper. This is going to be a wonderful paper for scrapbooking. So, and again, just for general design, because you can see the polka dots there, which is one of my favorite types of paper. I love polka dot paper. And then we have some stripes, and some like very, you know, muted flowers. So take a look at this paper. The other thing is this ribbon. So you can see here what they did was they actually stamped, onto the ribbon with, I think it looks like evening evergreen maybe. But beautiful, concept here is to use your stamps to decorate your own ribbon. Super cute. Okay, and then the next one is going to be on page 57. Oh, that's this one. 72. Okay, and then this is also from the, gosh, I don't remember when it was from. I think it might have been from the last spring mini catalog, the one that just retired in June. But this is just the Amazing Silhouettes. And this is a beautiful stamp set. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's nice, but I don't need it. Like, that's not what I need to buy. But I have used that stamp set so much. So it is so simple to create quick and easy, like thank you card. This is how I store my cards, by the way. Quick and easy little thank you cards. You just stamp in, you know, 3 different colors and put it on there. So it's so simple, but I think so effective. Right? So this stamp set is great. You can do that with a tree. You can also do this with the leaves. I like using butterflies for thank you cards. So that's kind of what what I did here is just kind of made a whole bunch of these thank you cards, and made them just slightly different with different papers and things like that, to make them just a little bit unique, but very simple. I do have videos on this stamp set, I'm fairly sure. Because again, this was one of the stamp sets that when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's nice. But I have other things I would like to buy. But this is actually, I'm so glad I bought it, because I don't know that I would have bought it otherwise. And then we have the Forever Fern here. And then our next set is going to be on 76. And that's just to point out that this super cute little, the word hygge, like that's what this stamp set reminds me of, right? Because you've got your coffee, you've got your plants, just like very cozy little stamp set, but it's really, I think, like a get well stamp set. But I'm here for you, just cute. And I also love this little spoon with a little, what I envision is heart-shaped sugar. All right, and then page 85. and this is our Adventurous Journey stamp set. So this is like a little kayak guy. You can see these cute little samples up here. So what I did for this one was I actually made a wake, and I'm looking for it now. See, there it is. So with the basic borders dies in the back of the catalog, they don't coordinate with any stamp set. They're just like by themselves. I just cut out 3 triangular pieces and just kind of pieced them together and attached them with glue. And I have all of the, not the details, but I have all of the like materials that I used for this card on my Instagram. But this is just a cute little card. I used it for my husband's birthday card, and I made the kayak look like his. And so I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I did that. So let's go ahead and get just another scrap piece of white here. And we don't need, see, we do need this one. We do need our big block for this one. I used the E block for, for our little kayak dude. And I also have to find the stamp set, which is right here. The other thing I did was I made like a gift bag for him with this and with the oar. So it's a really cute little stamp set. It's perfect for, you know, outdoorsy people. Again, I used it for my husband. So it's good for masculine cards, but it's also good for, you know, anybody who likes to kayak. I like to kayak too, and I would be happy to receive this card because I think it's really cute. So again, with the Memento Black, this is one that I kind of recommend doing it on, pushing it onto the stamp personally. There we go. And then just stamp our dude like that. There we go. You can see, so I find that my black lines are a little bit darker when I stamp with the ink onto the stamp like this instead of the stamp onto the ink, right? So that's why I do it like that, because I find that the black lines are a little bit darker. Then I'm going to take 3 blends, one of which is retired, but you could definitely substitute it for Daffodil Delight. I just honestly don't have Daffodil Delight. I thought I did, but I don't. So I'm using Mango Melody, Pumpkin Pie, and Dark Real Red. And so all I'm going to do here is I'm going to just start coloring the back. I'm using the bullet point tip just because I don't want too much excess here, like too much around the edges. There are no dies for this, so you will have to cut him out if you don't stamp him where you want him, which is very simple to do. Please know that it's very simple to do. I do not fussy cut things that are very intricate or very difficult to cut. So if I fussy cut him, I feel very confident that you can too. Let's see. Yes, because I have a limit for fussy cutting, and I find it kind of enjoyable, but only kind of. So let's see. So I'm gonna do Dark Pumpkin Pie. Do that, and then I'm going to go a little bit further with that Dark Pumpkin Pie, and we're going to blend it together here. So I'm going to get some real red going and some yellow too, or some Mango Melody. Right, okay, there's that, and then let's get our Mango Melody. And then for this one, I'm probably going to start, now that I have kind of like the base, I'm going to start using the bullet tips, or I mean the brush tips here. Because I do want them to kind of fade into each other. And the more you do over the top, you can see that the lines are disappearing now, right? So the more I color over the top, that's the great thing about the blends, is that the blends blend together. So you don't have to worry. They will eventually kind of blend. You don't have to, I don't want to say try so hard, but you don't have to do too much work to get them, those harsh lines to kind of separate, right? So there's that. And then let's get a little bit more pumpkin pie on there like this. Right, so you can see now it's just starting to kind of darken up right at the edge there. And we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit more red down here. And if you make a mistake, so like you can see I accidentally colored his arm there. If you make a mistake, just take your color lifter and just remove it, or just go over it with whatever color you actually want it to be. Because again, they blend together, which is fantastic. Back to using the bullet tips just a little bit here. All right. And then lastly, I'm just going to go back over it with yellow just a little bit because I have a little bit more harsh lines here. And that's our last color is yellow. So I wanted to finish out with yellow here to kind of blend everything that we had back into it. And you can see my tip is really frayed because Mango Melody, I was so sad when they retired Mango Melody. It's been really a couple years at this point. But Mango Melody was like my favorite blend. I use it so much. So I'm sad that they took it away from me, but that's okay. So there's that. So you can see now we have a nice little transition in between them, between the colors. And of course you can go back over it again. So if you're like, gosh, I don't really like that little piece of yellow right there, you can really easily just kind of add a little more color and then go back over it again with orange, which is going to make it a little bit darker. So very simple, and again, the more color you put on it, the more it's going to kind of blend in. So if you aren't really a fan of how the orange kind of stops or whatever, just put more yellow on it or put more red on it and then go from there. But that's why this one is the color it is, because that's my husband's kayak. So that's what I was doing there, and I thought I would show you how to do that and how to kind of blend your blends together with different colors. And it shouldn't affect your blends markers. So if you do see some like leaching of your orange into your yellow or your red into your yellow, if you just kind of run it a couple of times over a piece of white paper, that color should just kind of dissipate off, and then you should be all set to use them again. So moving on, so that's that cute little stamp set there. Again, very fun, very versatile. We have our little puddle here, which I used on the sample, and then this little boat here, which is super cute too. This card was what inspired me to actually make the bag for his gift, because I just was able to stamp multiples of the boats in different orientations. It was very, very cute, and that's also on Instagram, I believe. All right, so next up is 84. Oh, I just wanted to point out, so one of my favorite die sets has retired. It was the Inspiring Canopy dies, and they don't really have a replacement for it, but they do have this Grassy Grove bundle, which was part of the spring mini catalog, and that is going to be my new Inspiring Canopy. So the only difference is it has like a border that goes all the way around it, but it's still going to be it's going to have the same effect as the Inspiring Canopy. So this is going to be my new Inspiring Canopy. So if you join me and watch any of my videos or go to my blog and use my designs, this will be what I'm replacing Inspiring Canopy with. And then let's see. Oh, and just a reminder, the Mountain Air dies are still available, and the Campology stamp set is still available. Those are super versatile stamp sets. So this is the Campology one, and then Mountain Air is, maybe we haven't gotten to it yet. I also think this one is really cute. This like computery one. I think it's so cute. I don't have that one yet either, but it is on my list to purchase. Let's find the Mountain Air. Here it is. Okay, so this is the Mountain Air stamp set. Comes with mountains, a moon, clouds, trees. Very cute. And now we have this new one, which is the Canyon. So it comes with the waterfall, the two sides of the canyon, the bridge, some what was I going to say there? Ornamentation maybe of trees and things like that, to go around it, and it makes these beautiful cards here. So very cute little set here. I use this Mountain Air set a lot. In the 97, we have this Ranunculus Romance. I think that this would pair beautifully with that Abbey Rose paper that I showed a little bit ago. So you've got your like ledger here, you've got your little stamps, and then some beautiful flowers. So keep that in mind. If you're thinking about buying this Ranunculus Romance set, keep in mind to also look at the Abbey Rose paper too, because I think that would be kind of in the same wheelhouse. And then these little birds, they're back. I don't have this set either. I tried to buy it last year and ended up getting taken out of the cart because I wanted something else. But this stamp set is on my to-buy list this year because I love it. I love birds. I have lots of bird feeders out back. And I am ready to use that stamp set. And then let's see. Page 115. So we're jumping forward a little bit. Okay, so this is the alphabet dies. Now, I used to think alphabet dies, alphabet stamps are the best stamps ever because you can make your own words. That is so difficult to do. And I did not realize that before I was a demonstrator and before I started doing this as like a job. I did not realize how difficult alphabet stamp sets were to use, to get the placement right and everything like that. This stamp set is fantastic. The way that they've designed this stamp set. It comes with the world's smallest punch. Like, that is literally, so let me show you with the world's smallest punch. It is so cute. It's mini and fun sized. But all you have to do is stamp on a piece of paper with the letter, punch it out, and then you just line up the tops of them. And then you can write thanks or I think there's a sample in the catalog. I've also seen people use it for scrapbooking, which is what convinced me to get it, was the scrapbooking aspect of it, because I was stoked when I saw that. So my plan is to use that to stamp Hawaii and then put that in our scrapbook for Hawaii. But we have our they just used little designer series papers punches and just wrote the words hi. And the stamp sets come with these little borders too. So you can put these little flowers inside of one of those and then punch it out. But we also have these other little borders that you can use, which is where they got the borders for hi. And then 30 birthdays. You can see here that they stamped it. Now, I think I'm going to backtrack on what I said. So the numbers, I think, are very useful stamps. Very, very useful stamps. The letters, I think, can be very tricky to use. Not that I think letters are hard to use. Numbers are very easy to use. So you can see there that they stamped 30 birthdays. And to me, the 30 and all of these numbers in the background, so cute. But stamping, and hi would probably be okay because it's only 2 letters. But I guess they did kisses there too. Okay, well, they're maybe more skilled than I am. I really struggle with getting lining those things up. And I think it's maybe, a more common problem. But so that's why I think that the stamp set is so awesome, because it comes with this little punch here. And I think the letters are just a little bit bigger than some of my other letter sets. So I think that these letters are just fantastic. So very excited about that. This is one that when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, that's nice. And I flipped through. I didn't think that I would buy it. Then I started seeing other people use it, and I was super stoked about how all of those things looked. So I bought it. And I'm very grateful that I did, because I think it's going to be a fantastic set to have. Next up, I love background stamps. I love them so much. They're easy to use. They make for quick and easy thank you cards. Really quick stacks of cards. So I have this Butterfly Brilliance one here, and I made, if you go back to some of my other videos, I've made some stacks of the Butterfly Brilliance cards. But today I wanted to show you the Spiral Die and the Tropical Hideaway. So the Tropical Hideaway, I don't actually have any stamped with it, but I think that's going to be a really fun stamp to use. And I've seen a lot of people. Actually, Stampin' Up! Has a really nice video of it. So they stamp half of it with a lighter color and half of it with a darker color. And then they put a circle in the middle, and then they stamp thank you in the middle, and then just use a blending brush to kind of blend it in. So if you're interested in seeing what that looks like, go to Stampin' Up's page and see it. I will probably be doing a video on that at some point, because I think it's a really fun and easy way to kind of make a whole bunch of really simple cards and for them to look really fancy. So I'm definitely going to be using this, and I think I will do another video about that, actually. So maybe in addition to the 2 catalog videos, I will also try to do another video of using this stamp set here. Or I guess this stamp, it's one stamp, not just a stamp set, it's actually just one stamp. And then this is this spiral die. So this was around last year too, but you can see that it adds this super fun. So this is Tahitian Tide and Sweet Sorbet. And how you use this stamp set, I use my Stamparatus for all the big stamps. I think that it's not necessary. You don't have to have a Stamparatus, but it definitely makes it easier. So much easier. So what you do is you actually stamp with one color. So I think I did Pool Party first. And then you rotate the stamp 180 degrees and stamp it again. And then you get this fun tie-dyed look. So there's that. And then these are ones that I finished. So you can just see they just say thanks. Super simple, right? And this is the Tahitian Tide and Sweet Sorbet here too. So you can obviously decorate them. You can put something, let's see, I have another little kayak dude here. So you can put something in the middle of that. Looks like he's spinning around. This is probably, I mean, you can definitely pair that together. I don't know that I would, but you can definitely do that. So they, these big stamp sets, these background stamp sets are fantastic. They're easy to use, and they're super fun to use too. So you get like really quick results from them. And another thing that the people did, the designers have done with the Tropical Hideaway stamp set is they actually just stamped it and then colored it in with pencils. Isn't that fun? So I have this one here. I will do a video on this one because I think that this one is just fantastic. It was the one I bought that also to help with scrapbooking Hawaii. And so I'm so excited to use that for that purpose. But yeah, so any of these stamp sets will work for what I just showed. As far as, you know, like making the background of a card, all of these stamp sets will work for that. And I think that these are fantastic to purchase. These are great investments. And especially if you aren't, you know, you like to do kind of quick and simple projects, this is a great way to do it. Another great combination up here, just saw it, is this Rays of Light, which is the sun, which is fun. And then there's a stamp set at the beginning of the catalog that says sending sunshine and good feelings your way. You could absolutely do that together, right? So it looks like they even put it on vellum and then embossed it. I don't know for sure, but that's what it looks like to me. So they just, this is literally just the background stamp with that stamp set. And then probably blending brush in the sun. So cute, right? So definitely consider these too. Don't just skip over them. If you did, go back and look at them because you may be interested in them. And then our next one here is page 119. Just if this is the new stamp set for the Angel policy. So if you're wanting to sell Stampin' Up! Products, you just need to purchase the stamp set here, and it has the copyright Stampin' Up! It's also just a great stamp set to mark your cards, right? So you're spending a lot of time making these cards, and if you're giving them away to people, you can just put this on the back, and that way people know that it's handmade. So a great little stamp set for that. And I have seen people do, so you can see here that they used, you know, a paper hug from me, limited edition hello, made with love. So there are hand stamped, there are other uses for this stamp set. It doesn't have to be just to mark your cards that you're going to sell, but it works for that purpose too. And then let's do 122. This is just to show you the new in colors. So we've got Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. So lots of blue, purple kind of tints. But the Sweet Sorbet is fantastic. That's definitely, of all of the 5 new in colors, the Sweet Sorbet is definitely my favorite. And then let's do page 128. Just want to show you, these are the new skin tone blends right here. Stampin' Up! Had released them formerly as like a promotion, and now they added them into the annual catalog. So they have different skin tones, natural tones of Stampin' blends here. So formerly they had like ivory and bronze, and you can kind of blend them together, but now they actually have sets that you can use in order to just kind of get the skin tone that you want right away. So this is really fantastic. I think that they have kind of made this inclusive this inclusive product here. And then let's see. On this page, I also wanted to talk about the pattern overlays. So we have these little gingham kind of plaid patterns that we can use our blender brushes with, or the the daubers or sponges. You can use any of those products, brayers, if you still have brayers. You can use any of those products with these masks here, and they're new. They kind of, I think they redo they renew masks every year. So they don't have the same masks in the catalog from year to year. And then the embossing powders. So we have the 3 metallics and the basics. So we've got black, clear, white, and then copper, gold, and silver. So definitely a fantastic group here to purchase. And you can purchase them. They come in sets of 3 now. So you don't purchase them individually. You purchase them in sets of 3. So it's $18. So it basically equates down to $6 for each of these powders. And then 134 to 135 are the papers. And the in-color papers this year are fantastic. And I not even just the end colors, but the bright, neutral, regals, and subtles, like the general color schema papers. They've got a plaid side, they've got a polka dot side, they've got a striped side, and then they've got this little floral side here too. And they come again, and these are the end colors. So we've got Starry Sky, Parakeet Party, Orchid Oasis, Tahitian Tide, and Sweet Sorbet. So actually, yeah. Okay, yeah, that was Starry Sky. I got worried that I got Orchid Oasis and Starry Sky confused. I do that actually, because to me they're like the same tone, really. I mean, they're just like a slightly lighter. If you took an eraser to Starry Sky, this is what it would look like. So I get them confused until I see them right next to each other. And then this is the paper for the teacup set. Is that called a cup of tea? It's called a cup of tea. The teacup set that I just showed you at the beginning. This is the paper for that one. So this is probably my favorite paper right here. Just look at the little flowers inside of the envelopes. So one side has these like cute little tea themes. So we've got teacups, envelopes, teapots, and then on the back you just have some prints. So very, very, very fun papers. Okay, and then our next page is going to be 142. I have a list over here that I'm working off of just to make sure I show you all the things that I wanted to show you right away. So we have a couple of new gems. We've got our iridescent rhinestones, and we've got our opal jewels, and then our elegant faceted gems, which are returning, brass butterflies, which are returning, and then we've got our rhinestones and our pearls and things like that. So check out our new embellishments. Anything with the N next to it means it's new. So you can see here, brass butterflies number 3, not new. But these trinkets are new. These opal rounds are new. The solid faceted gems are new. So you can see what's new and what's not just very simply by just looking for the little pink N. And then one thing I wanted to show you too was these effervescent elements. So I was so excited for these because I thought that they were so beautiful. And I still am excited for them, but I wanted to show you that they are not what you may think. So when I saw these, I don't know why I thought that they were going to be gems like this, and now I'm looking at this picture and I see now that they're like loose, but I just want to bring it to your attention. These are loose gems, right? So they are spheres. They don't have adhesive on them, and they are not flat. So these are going to be great to put like in shaker boxes or like the maybe like for Christmas, especially. I'm thinking Christmas already. Love Christmas. But these would be great as like little snowflakes or things like that. They're absolutely gorgeous. And they come in 2 sizes. You've got this like bigger size and this little teensy size here. I don't know if I can get it on the camera. But you got a bigger size and a really teensy size here. Oops. And you get like a ton of these pieces with it. And actually this will be one of the prizes. I'm going to split this canister in half, so you'll get a half pack of the effervescent elements, which will make tons of shaker cards too. So very beautiful, but I did just want to let you know because I was really expecting him to come on a page, and I was like, wait, what did I order? And I had to go back and figure it out. So that's one of the prizes today too. And then let's see, we've got 146. Just some of the new ribbons. We've got the in color twines now. So those are super, super fun. And then the black and white gingham ribbon. So glad to have that back because that's fantastic. And I don't know if it ever really went away, but it's super cute. I love it so much. And then the Real Red Mini Ruffled Ribbon. This is one that when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cute, but I don't think I'll buy it because I don't know how I'll use it. And then I ended up, I think I bought the suite or something, and it came with it. And I was so surprised by how much I love this ribbon. So this Real Red Mini Ruffled Ribbon is fantastic. It's great for Christmas, and it's going to be great with this cherry stamp set here too. I think it'll be really fun. Then we have the Stamparatus page here. Let's see. And then another thing I wanted to show is this masking paper. So this masking paper is sticky on both sides. It's basically the equivalent of a one of the Post-it notes that has, I'm trying to get my Post-it notepad. So it has like the sticky all over it. And that's basically what it is there, but it's from Stampin' Up! And it's white, and it's a lot bigger than these little tiny pieces here. So I think it's, 5 by 7. So this is going to be great. It really works well too because you can use it for die cuts. You can cut out the shape and then put it exactly where you want it, and then stamp around it. So maybe consider getting some of that if you do a lot of masking, because I think that'll definitely make things a little simpler for you. And then this is one of the samples I wanted to show you with the alphabet set. So look at that, right? So they did thank you, and they just put some cute little designs behind the letters, and they just lined up the blocks instead of having to line up all of the letters, right? So I think that this is a great, I think that formerly I don't know that alphabet stamp sets were like good intro sets. Like if you do a lot of stamping all the time, then alphabet sets may be really worthwhile. But if you don't do that much stamping, or if you don't have like, time to commit to getting the letters perfect, and you want them perfect, then maybe an alphabet set isn't the best set. But I think that Stampin' Up! Has created this super fun and very accessible way to use alphabet letters by creating this punch for it. So I'm stoked about that. I think that that's a terrific stamp set. And then let's look at page 157. I just wanted to tell everybody, so Stampin' Up! Is no longer selling the magnetic plate. It did not meet the quality standards. They had released it. They thought it had met the quality standards, and then after repetitive use, it was having some issues. So actually, not only did they take it off of being able to be sold, but they actually refunded everybody their money. Anybody who purchased it got their money back for it, because it was not up to the quality that they wanted it to be. So item number 5 on page 157 is not available for ordering any longer, and there are no updates as far as whether or not it will ever be back, but maybe, hopefully, maybe they just need to do some more testing with it or something, and then it'll come back for us. And then just some quick die sets here. So page 169, these are the basic border dies that I use. I use this medium one here, that's pointed edge one here, for the birthday card that I showed you earlier with the kayak guy. This one right here. Boop. So that's what I use there. And I just kind of moved it down a little bit, further down to make the angle a little bit steeper. Because the angle really stays the same, but the placement of the die kind of adjusted how it looked. And then also just these beautiful shapes here, which are not new, but these have hexagons in them, which are fantastic. And then there's a really cute bee stamp set in the catalog, and they use these hexagons to make a honeycomb, and it's very, very cute. So you'll have to find that. Let me just show you. How about that? Since I'm walking everybody through it real quick, I might even have it marked actually. Oh, right here. So you can see this is this cute little die set here with that bumblebee stamp set. It's the Honeybee Home stamp set. So if you like bees, this is the stamp set for you, and those hexagons will be super perfect for creating that little honeycomb vibe. You've got these deckled rectangles, which are basically like the ripped edge rectangles, and this is the thing I'm the most excited about, which I have not purchased yet, but I'm excited to do, is this cracker and treat box. So it makes a Christmas cracker basically, or I guess it's just a holiday cracker, any type of cracker, birthday cracker. You can have whatever kind of cracker you want. I typically think of crackers for Christmas, but certainly they can be used for everything. They have little labels in them too, so just these very versatile labels, some little tags, some stars and hearts, which I told you hearts are fantastic to have, and then they have this big thing, so you put it through and it scores and it cuts the edges so that when you tape it together, it will actually make like a square tube that you can put what I thought to put in like chapstick. You could put like a chapstick in it for Christmas if you have like daughters, or even if you have like girlfriend dates and you want to give them a little something, you could put like a quick little chopstick in one of these little cracker boxes, and that'd be a super fast and easy way to kind of decorate the gift up a little bit. And then we have the Give It a Whirl dies here. These pretty pillow box dies, which are returning. Last year they were part of the gingerbread sweet gingerbread maybe, but they were part of that suite, and this year they have brought them back as part of the annual catalog. So they create these little pillow boxes, and so you can actually, you cut this out, again it scores the lines as necessary, and then this flap will fold over, so that way you can create these cute little boxes really simply, and you can put treats in them. This would also hold a couple chapsticks. I think it holds a little bit more than the cracker does, so maybe this is for like best friends. If you're gonna, like, these will be for, the cracker will be for friends, and then maybe the pillow box will be for best friends, maybe. But either way, they're super cute little boxes. The other thing I wanted to mention was this mini pocket envelope. So this mini pocket envelope, you can put gift cards in, you can put money in it, and I've also seen just lots of cards made. Oh, right here. So let's go to page 27. So a lot of the dies now have this, coordinates with or see these dies used on page 27. So if you go to page 27 and you look at the pictures of them, you can see how they are used. So right here, they're using it as like a little gift card holder, right? So they just like put the gift card, they made the box and then they put the gift card inside of it. But you can also put this on the inside of a card. Or you could put this on the outside of the card and kind of decorate it up. I've seen somebody put this on the outside of the card and then put like, the die cut flowers inside of it. So it looks like a big pocket of flowers, which is super cute. And then let's see. Our embossing folders, the ones, there's a few new ones. Again, anything with the N is new. But Merry Melody is back. I loved this particular embossing folder. Also, Time Worn Type is back. And that is one that has been around for a little bit, I believe. And now it is back. So it's got some words, but then it's also just got some, kind of, it looks, very like antique-y, rustic kind of letters. So very cute. And then we also have Wintry 3D, which is right here. And it's a mini embossing folder. And I believe that one was also from, it doesn't say new, so I'm assuming it was from last year's holiday catalog, but it's also very cute. It's got the pine branches and the snowflakes. Very fun. And then lastly, I want to just mention the host rewards. So if you spend, you do not have to necessarily host a party, but if you spend $150, then you start earning Stampin' Rewards, which starts out at 10%. So you would get basically $15. And again, it says party sales, but it can just be your own person. So if you spend $180, you would get 10% of $180, which would be $18. And that's free product. So you could basically spend $180, get the 10%, use that 10% on the Sweetest Cherries stamp set and get the stamp set for free. That's how that works. But you could also use your Stampin' Rewards for the host sets that are in the back here. These sets can only be purchased with the Stampin' Rewards. So if you spend $150, then you can pick one of these stamp sets. And it shows the values right here. So it would be this is the one that I have here, this Sit, Stay, Relax. You can see the little kitties on the chair and the little puppy on the chair too. And again, this one has really awesome sentiments. And we've got flowers. And then down here, this, to me, this reminds me of like a teacher stamp set. But certainly, again, it can be used for just about anything. I think it's a very, one, I keep saying that, but a very versatile stamp set. But then we have the Sit, Stay, Relax one. This is the one that I thought was just absolutely the cutest and the one that I bought with my sets, my first orders. But we had, so this is $13. So if I spend $150, I would earn 10%. So I would spend $13 on this, and then I would still have an additional $2 to spend. So I could use that on a ribbon or an embellishment or something. And then I would just pay the remainder. So it would be 13 plus, $7.50, which would be $20.50. I would get $15 off. So I'd spend an additional, $5.50 in order to get that embellishment. But I would use all of my Stampin' Rewards that way. But that's the only way that you can get these 3 stamp sets is if you purchase $150 of product, or if you have a party, so with multiple people, and everyone collectively spends $150, then one person gets the Stampin' Rewards, which is usually the host, the person who's hosting the party, which would theoretically be you. So that's the only ways that you can get the host sets in the back here. And then again, just the index, and that's it for the annual catalog party. So again, if you are interested in the prizes that I will be giving out for the annual catalog kickoff party, it'll be a lot of retired product, which will be new and unused. So it's stamp sets that have never been used, have never been opened really, half packs of paper, Stampin' Spots, some embellishments. I have some new embellishments that I'll be giving away. So if you're interested in any of those things, all you have to do is send me an email, and then I will send you the survey link that you will then fill out. And then 1 week from the day that I post this video, I will be selecting the winners. So I don't know, I'm hoping to post this video today, in which case 1 week from today, but really it's 1 day from whenever I post it. So if you are interested in that, let me know. My email is actually in the box below. And then also, if you would like to have one of these annual catalogs, again, I think that these catalogs are fantastic because it gives you samples that you can look at. So not only do you get to see all of the products that Stampin' Up! Has to offer in one conveniently, located place, but you also get all of these design ideas, which some of them are present online, but you would have to look up this particular stamp set and then, go and look at them versus just having a whole bunch of great ideas just right here. So I think it's a great tool to have. And I think also it's just funner to kind of have the catalog in your hands. So if you're interested in having one of these and you live in the United States, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to send you an annual catalog, a mini catalog, and a celebration brochure for free. If you do not live in the United States, still please reach out to me because I am absolutely happy to put you in touch with a demonstrator in a place that you live. And then lastly, I will say that the giveaways are exclusive to, because I will have to be mailing products out. I am limiting the giveaways to U.S. residents only. So if you live in the U.S., then you're able to be entered into those giveaways after watching the video. So if you have any questions about Stampin' Up! Or about the catalog or about anything related to stamping, please reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. Take care.